to a new edition of The Drop from the head office of the NBA right here in the centre of London. How amazing is this place? I mean, I've been here a couple of times and I'm really excited to be here recording The Drop.
And like you, I've been lucky enough to be here a couple of times, and you just never ever get tired of coming in. You can feel the atmosphere as soon as you come in here. And, Alan's a rookie.
Well, wait, some of us don't get to come here all the time. So for me, it's my first time. I'm a rookie. So while these guys have been doing important stuff, I've been running up and down, going into every room. I'm amazed. This place is amazing. And most important, they've got a Laker room. Laker room.
Yeah. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And this show today...
No trophies in that Laker room.
No, it's a bit empty, isn't it?
Real empty.
Right.
Yeah.
This show is brought to you by Spalding UK. Thanks to Alan.
Yeah.
We have Spalding sponsoring this show.
Guys,
let's talk about NBA playoffs. My bracket is dead completely. But now, it's terrible. We're right in the final stretch of it. NBA Finals started this week, Thursday, on BT Sports 1 at 2 a.m. I know, it's a bit late.
It's worth staying up for.
Stay up. Get fired. It doesn't matter. It's NBA Finals, all right?
Benny's going to pay your bills. It's all right. Don't worry, guys.
Alan, who did you have in the finals?
Good question. I think I had the same teams as you.
That would be Golden State coming out of the West.
And I think you said Cleveland. Is that
Cleveland?
Right? Yes.
That's right. Benny, who did you have?
Who do you think is going to win?
You know what we've been saying all along about what a great season this has been for the NBA, and yet again the NBA have just put on a show all season long. And the thing that I'm looking forward to for this is there's a couple of numbers to throw at you. 2 first-year coaches. So we've got 2 first-year coaches. I know I've only got a little bit of time. LeBron looking for his 3rd ring. Cavs looking for their 1st ever. And then you've got Golden State Warriors looking for their 1st championship in over 40 years. Who's going to win?
Think is going to win?
I'm staying with who I've gone with all along. I think, and I'll give it a call, and just to get it in that time, it is going to be Golden State, and they're going to win it 4-2.
I'm with you on the 4-2, but I'm looking at a slightly different thing. I think this is the first time I'm actually going to put it out there. People ain't going to believe it. LeBron James.
Whoa.
Right? I've taken a much more liking to him.
Whoa.
This series. Seriously, I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there. And you guys know I don't like him particularly, but he's got to another level to me. He's taken over. I counted him out when Kevin Love went down, Kyrie, and he's still put them up there. They're playing really well, but he's had to do too much. And whether he can produce at that same level against the West, on the Western side against Golden State, he's been put that game where he had 37 points. He had to take 37 shots.
No matter what you say about it, and I respect you for that, Alan, as well, because in these playoffs, that man has stepped up to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
The guy in the last round of games. He, over the series, he was nearly on a triple-double.
Yeah.
It's close enough to call it a triple-double. So I think you're right there. But I think the reason why I've gone for the Warriors is I think...
Oh, I'm Warriors too.
You've gone for the Warriors as well.
I'm definitely going for the Warriors.
And I think LeBron is going to be huge in this, and the matchup between LeBron and Steph is just going to be amazing.
It's everyone else. Can they produce at the same time as well as LeBron and vice versa?
You've got Shumpert and J.R. Smith. They're going to be crucial for the Cavs, and I think they're going to have to... They're going to have to control the Dubs bench.
Now, let me tell you something. For me, even though my teams are dead and we're right now on the final stretch, and like I've said to you guys, and I've said to you guys on the BBC, I chose the Cavs to win. And the reason why I'm saying that because I've watched the games. I've even actually started to like Harrison Barnes on the Golden State Warriors. I thought, he's a baller.
He stepped up.
He's a baller. And I never knew that before, but I also think that LeBron is a different level of an athlete. Talking of LeBron, the man I love to hate, Obama tweeted last week saying that LeBron was the best player on the planet. That people went crazy and started sending for Obama because Obama is new to Twitter. It's not something that he knows about. He doesn't know that people get sent for. And the responses that he got was out of order. Was Obama right to say that about a specific player?
Funnily enough, I saw on a very, very well-respected American sports organisation website, and they said, not only is LeBron James the best player in the universe? I mean, they took him out from Earth. And you know what I mean? The last time I saw that was Space Jam. You know what I mean? So they're putting him above Bugs Bunny, right? So listen. I like that because that to me that makes Obama human.
Yeah.
You know, he's a fan. He loves the game. He loves his sport. So let him have his own.
It's tough, man. I don't know about that because Chicago's got a strong fan base, and that's where he's from. Yeah. So he goes to the Chicago games, obviously.
Met Luau.
Yeah, Met Luau, Rose, and I can imagine the natives, the Chi-Town natives.
They would have sent for him.
Yeah.
You're from Chicago and you're endorsing Cleveland?
Yeah.
But you know what? He ain't lying. He ain't lying. Yeah, who's better than LeBron at the moment?
LeBron is the best player in the world, and then somebody takes it further and says universe.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
how do you know there's not an African in Africa who can play better than LeBron?
Have you found him? You know
I've got some uncles that are the same height as LeBron.
You've got the leader. You've got the leader of the universe saying that so he can talk about the best player.
Obama ain't no leader of the universe. He's just a leader of America, all right? Let's not get emotional about it. I don't like LeBron too tough, but he is good, all right? Obama,
chill with Obama?
Those comments. Yeah, he's alright. He's got
He's got a nice smile.
He's got a nice smile.
He's got a nice smile. I'm going to stay with the Cavs. You guys are going for Warriors. I'll stay with the Cavs because I'm an East Coast girl, so I'm going to stay with them. As much as I don't like LeBron, I've got to give them credit. They're working hard. They're doing the job. Let's stay that way. DeAndre Jordan is heading to Mavs because of his relationship breakdown with Chris Paul. Is Chris Paul responsible for the breakdown of relationship between himself, DeAndre Jordan, and also Blake Griffins? Because those two are looking to leave.
In my opinion, short and simple, and again, with the leader that we have on our team, there's probably the only other leader you could kind of compare to him is Michael Jordan. And this is people, this is a tough leader who's, rude, in your face, and the elite, that's how they lead. If DeAndre Jordan can't hack that, he needs to leave. Plain and simple.
I don't think he's going. I don't think he's going. And I know that you're an avid.
I don't like this.
I know you're an avid viewer, right? of all those gossip online. Did you see the photographs with DeAndre and Blake Griffin in Cabo San Lucas?
Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan are good friends.
They're really good friends. Yeah. There was another teammate out there as well, and they just look too happy. And I think there's too much going on in that team. They were so close. They were so close, and even with all the egos, I think they know that they're in a really, really good place. And if Chris Paul is going to step up and get in your face about making free throws when you need to make free, you can make as many free throws as you want to before the game. When it's time for you to make a free throw, make a free throw.
But is Chris Paul right to do that though? Because Chris Paul, like I said, Chris Paul is doing that. It's fine if you're doing that if you're somebody that has won championships or been there before, but you haven't.
It's somebody who has played at top levels, and he has won stuff. You think about
he won a championship?
The Olympics. Yeah, but you think about the Olympics. He's played on an Olympic gold medal winning team, and look at the players that he was playing
amongst. That's the Olympics. Has he won an NBA championship?
That's why he's so vexed, because he wants to win.
I'll tell you this much. DeAndre Jordan, without Blake, is not going to be the same player. Without Blake and Chris Paul, because he plays a lot of them. That high-low that they play, they're always throwing the lobs to each other. What team is he looking to
Let's play at devil's advocate. What if he ends up at Mavs? What does that mean for DeAndre Jordan?
I don't see it. I don't see him being as effective. Is he going to play over Tyson Chandler?
Listen, I'm saying,
also,
hey, I'm telling you what I know.
The Mavs are looking at LaMarcus Aldridge. So what is it with these names? LaMarcus, DeAndre. Are they only looking for those kind of names? Huh?
Stop being a hater.
Simon.
LA is tough.
So we're saying that we can't see him go into the Mavs.
I don't want to see him go.
I think they'll stay together for another year because I think they're so close.
Oh my God.
And they would have been a better matchup.
Well, let's see what happens. Another one that's come out is that Dwayne Wade is heading out of Miami. He's looking at free agency and he's looking what there is for him out there.
Going anywhere.
What would the Heat be like without Dwayne Wade?
He's not going anywhere. Short and sweet. He's one. Do you know what? There's very few players in this league that have been drafted by the same team and stayed with the same team. Right? He is a legend in Miami. He can't go anywhere else to get less money and then be less appreciated. Miami's his city.
Could Dwayne be going to Cavs though?
Wow.
Here's the one that I heard. Right, here's the one that I heard. So he's got a player option for next season.
Yeah.
That's valued at just over $16 million. Right,
That's $16
million. It's not, but with his a history of injury, is he going to opt out in order to make some more money to sign a higher deal because he's looking for that long-term security? I don't think he will go. But one of the things that I read, if Goran Dragic signs if he signs as he's expected to, Dwayne Wade will be only the third highest earning player on that team. And so I think there's probably a good chance, and I think he may well, if he goes, I think he might end up at the Lakers. But if that, how's that? There's my call.
Wow.
There's my call. Think about what we're going to be talking about later on. Dwayne Wade going to the Lakers. But if he does go anywhere, Dragic and Bosch, right? Dragic and Bosch, look out for those two.
That's going to be the new name.
That's going to be the new thing. And then you've got Luol as well to throw in there as well. So I think the Heat will be okay.
You think so?
I think they're going to be okay.
Okay, let's move forward. So this week, WNBA champion was named the new ambassador for the L'Oreal Sports, Tamika Catchings. An amazing athlete, played for many years in Europe, in the WNBA, so on and so forth. How do you think she's going to use that profile to really raise the profile of the WNBA? Because the WNBA is not as popular as the NBA. And I know they've been working with the NBA and also the Development League a lot to raise the profile of what they're trying to do. How is she going to do that as the new ambassador of L'Oreal?
I think, her going to L'Oreal anyway. L'Oreal is massive. It's for all sports. It's a massive event, and I still haven't had my invite out to Monaco to go to one of these events. So anytime you want the drop to go and do one from over there, we'll go and do that as well. I think it's massive for the WNBA, and I think it's the right time as well because I think in the run up to this season, you've had a couple of big names who are sitting out and not going to play. I think you've got Diana Taurasi. She's sitting out. She's resting. She's got 1.7 million to get paid to go and play in Russia. But give her a due. I mean, a couple of them, they've been playing for season after season after season. And our own Jo Leedham as well. I mean, she's played season after season after season. So they need a rest at some times. I think there's lots of prospects coming in. You've got Skylar Diggins and what she's doing on social media and for the game as well.
I'll put it out there.
I had a great conversation with her, and she said she's had a fantastic career, and what she's looking to do in future is become a general manager for one of the WNBA teams, not just in America but also across Europe and Africa. She wants to raise the profile of the sport because the women are coming up, and we do have the talent, but the media just hasn't been fair.
But you know
as
what?
much to the women as it has been to the men.
Amongst the players, there may be more money floating around in European leagues and whatnot, but the WNBA still has the prestige, and I think that's where I think the viewing figures are starting to go up as well.
But they think those athletes in America, the 80% that play in Europe, think that they get more profiling in Europe in playing the EuroLeague. They're finished. Yes, we have the WNBA, which is great because it's linked with the NBA. Yeah. But why are we more respected in Europe than we are back home? Alan, you as a coach, because you've coached a lot of young people as well. What do you think this would mean for especially the younger kids coming up through the grassroots?
It's all about the standard of coaching. I think if it's focused on the core fundamentals at a young age, and not so much so. I remember reading one article about they try to get kids into elite programs as opposed to focusing on the core fundamentals, and I think women's basketball needs to be the same way. I remember last time we spoke, we talked about the girls down in Ellesmere Port here, right. And the type of Leedham systems, the type of programs that whatever it is that they're doing down there, it's the same thing that needs to be done across the board. In London, we've got the Angels, and there's loads of girls that have come out of that program because they've been coached the right way, they've got the right mind state, and the academics that go alongside with playing basketball, and it's just the same thing that needs to be done across the board, really.
I think it's great news that she's been selected as the ambassador of Flores, and I hope that as a WNBA woman, she's going to use her profile appropriately and really inspire a new generation of girls that don't just want to play the sport, but maybe look at it as a career going forward. Kevin Love has been talking a lot this week. Kevin Love has been speaking, but before Kevin Love started speaking, LeBron had made a statement saying that he thinks that Tristan Thompson should have no reason to ever leave the Cavs. Now, Kevin Love has come out yesterday and said that he expects to come back next season at the Cavs. What does this mean for Kevin Love if LeBron James is now endorsing Tristan? Because to me, it sounds like beef.
I honestly, personally, I know Tristan's been playing amazing and stuff, but I still prefer Kevin Love's skill set. I don't care what anyone says.
There's a couple of things here. First and foremost,
yes.
Who is Tristan Thompson's agent?
No idea.
The same agent as LeBron James. All right, so they're in the same camp, right? but Tristan Thompson has definitely stepped up. When Love got injured, Tristan Thompson has definitely stepped up. So contrary to what I said before, where I thought Kevin Love would probably stay because there's loads of money involved, I think he may go. I won't say where I think he's going to go because that will come up a bit later on. I think he's going to go. But can you imagine Tristan Thompson and all his family and all his friends, and he hears on the TV LeBron saying, this guy should stay
I've got a job
at
for
the
life.
Cavs for life. And the other thing that I noticed this week as well as what he said last night about now wanting to stay, he said that he's also apologised, or he the guy who took him out. He's
accepted it.
He's accepted it. He said he emailed him, and so that's been put to rest.
After he put out a press statement saying that he was.
It takes a big man to do that because.
Sorry, he says he's going to come back for the end of the finals next week.
Yeah, well, he said he's going to come and visit. He's going to be on the road with them as well.
Listen, I'm telling you, he's only coming back just in case they win, and he doesn't want to feel like he didn't contribute to the whole situation. That's all I'm saying.
No, he did his thing.
But I'm telling you, don't leave. Don't go to the Lakers, because if you do go, those players are not going to respect you. With rumours of Kobe Bryant retiring from the NBA next season, what does this mean for the Lakers? Is it the end?
We've got tissue.
Are we burying them?
No. It was Chinese whispers.
Really?
No. Hold on, no. Simon, let me finish. Benny, let me finish. So, who was it? They started Byron. Sorry. The general manager, Mitch Kopchak, said that he's had indication this may potentially be Kobe's last season. Next thing you know, within 3 hours, Kobe's retiring. Whoa, that's not what it was said. He said he's had indication. So Kobe took to Twitter himself and said, nothing has changed since the last time I spoke to the media, right? And the last time he spoke to them, he's going to get to the end of the season and he's going to see what the team looks like. If it's crap, yes, I do imagine he'll.
Now, let me tell you something.
If not,
let me ask you something. This season, as soon as Kobe knew the team was not looking like the lick, he became automatically injured for the rest of the season.
If you go back to episode 1, I agree. I said this.
Okay, so if the team looks the way it looks now, what makes you think that next year he's going to come back?
Then he retires. I would retire too. Anybody would. Anybody would.
Dwayne Wade and Kevin Love going to the Lakers. All right?
I can't see that.
Stranger things have happened. And I also remember it wasn't that long ago where my man over here to the right was going, come on in! Any players out there? Come on in!
There's been a game changer, and I know it's one of the topics later on. That's why I don't want to bring it up here. But the whole picks and the draft, it's a game changer. So now I personally was looking at LaMarcus Aldridge or Kevin Love. But now that we've got that number 2 pick, to me, we've already got Julius Randle. We're going to potentially, please do not go for anyone other than Towns and Okafor, those point guards. Anyway, so if we do get any of those big guys in, I don't see where there would be space for Love or Aldridge. And as much as I want either one of the two, Aldridge over Love.
So should I tell you something?
Go for it.
This week I've been speaking to WNBA champion Tamika Catchings.
Wait. Can I just tell the viewers, at this point, these guys have been holding out for me. I don't know what I'm about to hear right now.
Tamika is very close to Kobe. They grew up together in Italy.
Yes,
their fathers know each other and all of that. So I asked Tamika and I said, with these rumours of Kobe retiring, what do you think? Does this mean, what does it mean for basketball? And she said, Kobe will forever be remembered for the great things. Remember that first line? Forever remembered.
Past tense.
It's done, it's finished.
Past tense.
It's always heartbreaking when you think about a player such as him. That's great. And with such injuries that he's had, it's made an impact on his team. You think about the Lakers without Kobe in the last couple of years, it has not looked really good for them. I think with him retiring and leaving the game is definitely one of those things where he will always be remembered.
Past tense.
Done, finished,
Past
closed.
tense. And that's from someone who used to share spaghetti with him from they were
Listen, I agree with her. The day that retirement is made, I'm not watching NBA for a season. Or I'm going to become a Milwaukee Bucks fan. I've said it before, and I'll say it again.
We like the Bucks, but we like the Bucks. We're all friends of the Bucks. You know, ever since they came to London,
nobody likes the Bucks.
No, we do.
And whoa. Ever since they came to London, we love the Bucks.
Me and Simon, we like the
Carter
Bucks.
Williams.
Who's Fix this year was amazing.
Yeah. Well, as you know, I was lucky enough to be an MC and announcer.
Yes.
And it definitely revived the spirit of some of the old school tournaments. The crowd was awesome. The under-17s put on a show. I mean, they really put on a show. There's some really good young British under-17s coming up. We even had a dunk competition, which was a good dunk competition. Yeah. Only had 3 people in it, but it was a good dunk competition. If you get a chance, Miles Laurent won that.
I saw it. Yeah.
Miles Laurent won it. But when the under-19 game started, you know, there were some good moves and there were blocks on the board. And then this young man, Kyle Carey, he came from nowhere, and I was lucky because I was sharing the commentator. He came from nowhere, stole the ball, and he started in his own court, and he started running, got to the halfway line, started running, and my voice is getting higher and higher and higher, and this dude just took off and absolutely hammered it down. And if you haven't seen that dunk, you need to see it. Oh my!
I looked online and I saw him eliminate this word.
It was disgusting.
I'm really proud of Kyle, and obviously I know Kyle since he was a young man. I'm really proud of him. He's a great boy. He's
a
got
nice
great
kid.
aspirations, and he's a people's person, and he's playing for England now as well.
Yeah.
So I let him know all the time. I just want to well done, Kyle. And
Kyle, I was very proud, especially somebody who's known you since you were 11. When I saw that, I thought, great job. Well done, and thank you again to Sam, who did a fantastic job.
Sam, you put on a show. You put on a show.
Keep doing what you're doing, and if you don't know or not supporting it, please go ahead and support Hoops Fix. 24 seconds, Simon. Please, can you touch on Azania's interview with the BBC last week in regards to the GB women going into Eurobasket?
She plays hard on the court. She plays with a lot of passion, and that passion came out when she was interviewed. And I think we sometimes forget that, you know, these players, the lack of funding or when things don't happen, it impacts their lives, not just from a professional point of view, but from an emotional point of view. And I think we saw that, and hopefully the powers that will have seen that and saw the emotion and the physical stuff that these girls are putting in. Support the game.
They're in the Eurobasket. It starts off this summer. You can watch all their games and follow them on the BBC button, red button, not red bottom, which I tweeted, please. Red button. Follow them and support them because they've worked really hard to be there.
And good luck, ladies.
And good luck. Please come back with a medal or something. Qualify for Rio. So do well. Moving forward, a big shout out to Wilson Chandler, Gordy Deng, and also Boris Diaw, who were in Senegal this week to support the Seeds Girls Project. You did a fantastic job. Carry on with what you're doing. And again, NBA Africa are doing a big thing in South Africa this summer. 1st of August is the first game ever to be hosted in Africa. I'm off next week to Ghana with Serge Ibaka and Gordy Deng. Guys, how crazy is this, or how amazing is the fact that all these players are now focusing the attention on Africa and giving back?
I really want it to materialize. I don't want it to be just. The other day the NBA had the first Asian guy the first Indian guy from Asia.
7 seconds.
Yeah.
On the court.
And I just want the same thing to happen. So it's not just Europe. It's Africa. Long story short. Yeah.
I think there's been more than 35 African players in the NBA since the 2-time winner and Hall of Famer Hakeem Olajuwon. So to me, it's a natural progression.
But I want them to come in and make an impact as well. I don't want it just to be in the league. I want them to come in and actually make an impact.
I think it will do, because we know that the game, and especially with NBA cares and all that, it's so much about what goes on off the court as well as on the court.
And to be honest, I've been part of the program process for the past 5 years, and it's not just them having athletes go out to Africa, but all they've been doing, they've been launching a lot of the NBA junior programs across the schools in all the different countries. So for me, I've seen it, what they've tried to do from the start. They didn't go in big and then go small. They went in small and now growing big. And for me, there's, going on a trip with Serge. We've had Luau, that's been, Chris Bosch, that's been, Pops, that's been. There's so much of them. So I'm really looking forward to the 1st of August, but also to see what they're going to do after that. So a big shout out to the NBA Africa team in South Africa, especially Amadou Galofao, for all your hard work that you've put into this program. Just want to say a big thank you again to NBA UK for hosting us today.
And Spalding.
Also Spalding for
thank you so much.
Coming in partnership with this show. We've got some prizes for you guys to win. So please make sure when you tweet us with all your comments and your feedback, please tweet and hashtag True to the Game. All right, I've had a fantastic show, you guys.
It's been fun.
I'm going off to Africa.
I'm just gonna run around.
I'm
off to Africa for 3 days. And Simon, what are you doing?
Can we get NBA Caribbean, please? Can we NBA Caribbean?
You need to get more players in the league.
If you need an MC or a host, we'll do that.